Hi, welcome back to the Zero to Android show, the show where I take you on a journey through the Android development process. And it is a new experience for me because before we started the stream, I had no experience with Java or Android development. And the aim here is to build an application that will help people to prioritize their goals in life and be able to track the amount of time they've invested in tasks that help get them closer towards their goals in life. And the aim of this stream, the second aim of the stream, is to also perhaps inspire people to take up programming and do some app development and not be intimidated by any of the stuff that may appear difficult at first, or any of the languages that you might have to use, because where there is a will, there is a way. And I don't have a formal education, and I've been doing this professionally now for 14 years or something. I don't know. Seems like a long time, maybe longer. 15 years. Okay, so if I can do it, you can do it. And, you know, just have fun with it, really. Get stuck in, get your fingers in the code, and do it. Just do it, as Shia LaBeouf says. So, where should we start? We should start by saying that if you are new to this stream and you want to check out any of the earlier shows, you can jump over to my YouTube channel, Coding with Carl. That's Coding with a K and Carl with a K. And check out the Zero to Android playlist, wherein you will find all the previous episodes of this show. They are broken up into convenient hourly chunks, which if you watch at ×2 speed, you'll get through them at twice the speed that I have. And it's pretty cool watching me code at double speed. I wish that that my brain worked at that speed and my fingers worked at that speed, but unfortunately they don't. And without further ado, we will jump over to our to-dos. There we go. And we'll have a look at what we need to do. Today, we need to finish off the work that we started 2 streams ago now, handling the day of year operator that we created for our schedule task manager. Now, we are very close. We're very close to getting this working, because if you look at where we were yesterday, we have the core logic that we need to convert a date into a timestamp. And we also have, if I have the emulator open, which I do not, so let's run it. We also have, come on Android Studio, you can do this. I believe in you, come on. Oh, I think I can. Are we close? It's really screwing up my introduction here, this, isn't it? Can I just launch this app? Okay, here we go. We have an interface. And in this interface, we have various options for how you want to schedule tasks. Every day works. We've done that. Day of week works. We've done that. That's pending any bugs that we've created. And we're working on day of year because it's probably the most complex, and I like to deal with complex things because they're fun to solve. So if we go to day of year, and we can then put in a month and a day, and the task will repeat every year on that date. But to do that, we had to convert the month and day into a timestamp, because as we are going through and generating the entries in this database table, slot table, we need to be able to we need to know when we're looping through the days that we're creating whether or not that this timestamp is relevant to a certain scheduled task. So that's what we're doing. I hope I didn't lose you with that long-winded introduction. Let's jump in and see where we are. We are Carl pick up here, year from timestamp. That's correct. So we can do it one way. We can do date to timestamp, but what we can't do at the minute is timestamp to, sorry, we can't get the year from a timestamp. Yeah, so it's the other way around. So we pass in a timestamp and we get out a year. Now, because Android Studio is slow and I've been spending more time working in JavaScript recently, I jumped in and wrote some JavaScript code that would help us to do this. And it's down here. Is it? Yes, it is. And it seems like a fairly simple calculation, doesn't it? I'm not sure if you're watching this on YouTube, you won't be able to see it, so I'll put it in the middle. There we go. Timestamp there. Leap year periods. So this, if we divide the timestamp by 86,400, which is the number of seconds in a day, and then we divide that further by the number of days in a 4-year period, and we've done it on a 4-year period because we have, as someone's just put in the chat, the 29th of February to contend with. And then we times that number by 4 and add it to 1970. It will leave us with the timestamp. When I wrote this yesterday, I didn't realize it was only 2 lines of code, and I think that's probably because it needed a lot of thinking. So let's do that. Let's do... The only problem with using NeoVim is that I don't have anything set up to copy it to my pasteboard. So let's do that. So we'll take the timestamp. Let's do int. What is this variable? Leap year periods. Leap year periods equals timestamp divided by 4. And of course this is an integer, so what we need to do is cast it as a double so that we get floating point math kicking in Java. And then we divide that by, sorry, we don't divide it by 4 at all. We divide it by the number of seconds in a day, which is 86,400. Look at that. I've crashed it. Oh, baby, what happened? This is a cold boot of Android Studio. So yes, Fizzy Bubbly 2K, ew, Java. Wow. Can I use anything? It's completely locked up. It's completely frozen. Wow, guys. Do you know what I might do? I might spend one stream trying to set up an Android development studio in Vim, because this is dog awful. I'm actually going to have to force quit it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at this. Refusing to die now. Android Studio is a bitch. Yes, I agree. I agree. I'm going to allow that comment. There we go. I need a break from my software engineering assignment, so let's code. Let's do it. Nothing to do with Java. Isn't Android Studio written in Java? And yeah, if you're familiar with the IT crowd, turning it off and turning it on again is always the way to get things done. So 86,400.0, and then we divide that by, what was it? It was like the number of days in 4 years, which is 1,461. And since this is an educational stream, I should probably make that a variable just so it's easier to read. So number of days in 4 years. Not going to win any awards for variable name in there, but YOLO. And it's not that important. There we go. That doesn't need to be in brackets. And should we make that a double? And of course, this should probably be a double as well. Keep everything nice and natural. Okay, what next? Math.floor, leap year periods, times 4 plus 1970. This is an integer. It is the year. And it is leap year periods times 4 plus 1970. And let's put some spaces in there just to make it look a bit nicer. And then we can cast that as an integer, or we could math.floor it. So is there a math.floor? Oh, look at that, lovely. Why you no work? Return year. Okay, lots to test here, lots to test, but we can now do something in here. We can do, first of all, we can get that current year because we have a timestamp, or we should have a timestamp. Is it working timestamp? Top of working day. So we'll do int year equals focus lib dot timestamp year from timestamp, and then top of working day, and that then becomes that. Then we have what we need in order to write into our slot table. And that to do can go away because that is working properly now. And always leave that so that we can jump between paragraphs like so. Okay, and let's have a look at the code then. Is it worth making a function that does this? Probably. Yeah. Because we're going to be doing it again with the day of month, but I'll make a to-do for that. Duplicate code. Make a function. Carly. There we go. Okay. I think it's time to test it. I think it's time to fire up the old debugger and hope that we don't grind Android to a Android Studio to a complete halt. Maybe it was this that threw it off. For following updates is ready to install Android emulator. We're going to ignore that. We're going to throw caution to the wind and ignore it. Here we go. Okay. Oh, look at that. May the 4th be with you. Here we go. Waiting for debugger. Where is my debug screen? There it is. Okay, so we are probably going to want to put a breakpoint here first of all to see if it fires. Okay, so wrong one, wrong thing call. So we'll jump over to our schedule task manager, and I'm kind of nervous about this. Day of year at 10 AM. What's the date today? It's the 16th of May. So if we do May 17th. Come on. There. For 30 minutes, we will do something that we would do once a year, like, I don't know, some kind of rain ritual. Does that work? I don't know. There we go. The goal is to encourage foliage growth. Okay, so we didn't fire our breakpoint, which means something is very broken. So that should have appeared tomorrow here somewhere. Okay. So how do we find out what the hell happened? Is it because we set the breakpoint after we started the debugger? Because this isn't JavaScript and this isn't Chrome, and I'm not using the Chrome DevTools. Let's try it again. Scheduled tasks. Day of year. May 17. 30 minutes at 7 AM. Rain ritual. Encourage foliage growth. Didn't fire it again, so something is not right here. Something's not right at all. I think we may have a bug. Unexpected, look, it's right there in front of us. Unexpected timestamp, slot size, or task ID. I think that might be in the goal activity. That's the one there. So what went wrong? We probably passed through. Let's start with the prototype activity and work it through. So we should have fired this one, day of year position, I believe. Yeah. Set a breakpoint there. And then we'll start stepping through. I wonder if I do need to restart it. Let's have a look. No, it should probably, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's better, yeah. Okay, so we did fire, so I don't need to restart the debugger in order to get this. Let's have a look at what we've got. We've got input days and input months. Let's jump over those two and see if we got them. Input days 16. Position 16. That is position 16. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I do any +1 business. That is interesting. Because here you would presume that we would have a +1 then. But I'm sure I remember removing that because it was causing difficulties somewhere. So that should be +1. Because technically that is the value that we're after, and input months will be plus. That's 0 indexed as well, right? So should I leave that as it is, or no? I'm going to +1 that as well. Okay, so we've got those two, and then input months 4, which should be 5, and then what happens after we put that in day slug and month slug? We start the activity, which takes us to our task activity, GG, and over here we have a timestamp and mode. What else do? We do some stuff that is specific to the layout. No business logic in there. G. It all happens here. Start next activity, and we should have fired this. We should fire this next. So let's set a breakpoint here and resume. Did not. Oh, we did. So we'll do this, and then it should fire. Yeah, there we go. So now we get the original intent, and we populate some variables here. Let's see what we got. We got start seconds, slot size, input days, and input months. They got passed through correctly. Start seconds didn't though. Did I do it at midnight? Not sure if I did that at midnight. Fizzy Bubbly 2K, can't you just get the value? I can get the value, but it will be in text, and that'll mean having a big dirty switch statement when +1 in it will give me the integer value that I'm after, so it seems cleaner. Okay, I wonder why start seconds is blank. I will make a to-do. Seconds coming through as 0. Then what do? We put everything into this extra and we pass it off to the goal activity. Alright, so I can't see any problems there. Let's go over to the goal activity and see what's happening over there. So we got task ID, slot size. This is all passed through. And then here, we should fire here. F8, resume. If we do this one, let's go down and see what we got. So input days and input months pass through again. Operation 0. So the operation slug is, that's way wrong. It shouldn't be that at all. Did we not send the operation? There, we should have. Ah, we're not passing it through from the task activity. We're not. Yeah, this is what we're missing. And we didn't notice it before because we were using the default operation, which was 0. So we need int operation equals original intent dot get int extra, and it will be focus lib dot operation slug. That one. Default value of 0. And then we can pass that through. And that's going to be operation. All right. Okay, that's fine. So let's rerun and figure out what's going on with this slot size while we're at it. Scheduled tasks. There we go. The day of year, and I might have left that at midnight, and that might be why it happened. May 17. So we're through now, and what do we get for start seconds? Day 17, operation 3, that's correct. Input months 0, because we haven't set it yet. Input month 5, that's fine. So we do that, and then we go off to there. Let's resume. We'll do the rain ritual thing. And then jump down some. Operation 3, that's right. Start seconds is right. Slot size 1, yep. 17 and 5, so that's fine. Let's resume. And then encouraged foliage growth. And then so that to do can go away. And then we'll just, why have I lost? Ah, because we haven't broke yet. There we go. So let's do all this and see if we got what we're expecting. Operation 3, day 17, input 5. Okay, so if we resume now, we should trigger this again. Why did that happen? Okay, so we still didn't go through, did we, to populate slots for prototype? Unless I remove that breakpoint, but I don't think I did. And it's not there at 7 AM. No, it's not there at 7 AM, so odd. Do we have any output in the log? What's this? Is this relevant? Okay, so memtrack module. Error insert in slot size 1. Why is that? Is that because we got a unique constraint failure? Right, okay. So let's, we can empty our database. Apps and notifications, there we go. App info, 10K, there. And storage, clear data, bye bye, ciao. There we go. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, round 3, 7 AM, 30 minutes, May 17th. Boom. Right, we are in. Everything is as we would expect in here, right? Yeah, looks good. Next. New task. Dance. everything okay here? Wow. Oh, I'm stepping in. I need to step out. Well, you know what? Let's just resume because I'm fairly sure that's fine. New goal. Appease the gods. Okay, where are we now? We're in the goal activity. We'll step over, check everything looks good. It does. Resume, and hopefully we'll fire our last break. We didn't fire our last breakpoint. Ah, frustration. Let's have a look. I'm in the wrong place. There. This is where we want to be, and there is my breakpoint. So let's set one here instead, and we can figure out what's come through wrong. Get in 3. 0, 1, 2, 3 operation. So is operation being written wrong? Let's have a look. Operation slug. This would be so much easier if Android Studio gave me an easy way to query the database, but as of yet I've not been able to find one other than installing a separate application which was designed to query databases. It shouldn't really be possible if because it's kind of sharing data between apps, and that makes you worry about the security of your information if someone's using an SQLite database, doesn't it? Okay, let's try again. Scheduled tasks. What's this, round 4 now? I'll do this one at 9 AM to avoid that constraint problem. May 17th. There, go. We jump through that one. We do this. Jump over that one. Jump over this one. And here we are. Switch. Okay, so column index 3. What do we have? If we step over, it just jumps straight down to the default, which means that the index 3, this thing here, cursor.getIn, let's evaluate that. Result equals 3. And day of year should be 3, right? Day of year is 2. That's why. Ah. Okay. I know what's happening. This is happening. Operation here. That's incorrect. Operation is not that at all. We have an operation position, but the first entry and the second entry in that list both correspond to the first operation. So operation 3 does not exist. Operation, do you know what? Let's do operation position, and then operation will in fact be 0. And when we switch operation position, we will also, if it's that, then operation equals, and we'll do this using the constants because that's the smart thing to do. Dot day of week, and then what's the problem there? This assignment never used, right? Okay. This one is going to be the same, but this one is going to be day of year. Right, and then we will pass that into the extra and not the operation. Yeah, that should work. So with that, we should fire our new breakpoint, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of that. And what other breakpoints do we have open? Because I want to shoot straight through to it, so I just want those 3. Done. And reload. And thank you for the cheer, Dragon Dust. I think that's probably only the second one I've had on this stream. Okay. Round 5. Day of year. 10 AM. May 17th. Go. Okay, here we are. So, let's evaluate this and check that we're getting the right thing. Why can I not evaluate this? Do I just have to be really good at where I'm putting it? No. Evaluate expression, cursor.getting 3, there it is, result equals 2, which is proper one now, so that should jump us down to here, which is where we want it to be. Great. So let's jump over this. Year should be 2018. It is, so our logic worked. What have we got now? What just happened? It wasn't relevant to that day because it was the first day, right? So that's okay. So hopefully now it should jump back to there. Year should be 2018, and we should be able to evaluate this expression. How do I step into that? There we go. So we have year 2018 months and days, and we'll go slowly through this. Leap days to add has come back as 12. Does that sound right? It's been 48 years since the epoch. That's correct. So that, okay. Okay, I'll trust you this far. What have we got? Total days in year. Is that in this year? 17532 divided by 365. I'm not sure. We'll see. Month, number of days, that array gets done properly. 12 integers, that's fine. So this now should jump over that. Because it's not a leap year. Seconds to add equals 0. Let's jump in. Months is 5, so we should loop 4 times and add. Let's check that top of year value just to be sure. Copy value. There we go. January 1st, 2018. Great. So we're not going to add that. Should jump over that. And yeah, again, and one more. Great. And jump over. Great. So we have seconds to add, and then there, and then there, and timestamp should be representative, I hope. Where are we? Copy value there. There. So that would be Thursday, May 17th at midnight, GMT, not local. Does that matter? I'm not sure whether I need to offset that yet. My brain's kind of like... okay. Alright, so that, hopefully, it should have triggered, but it didn't. And is that because the start of working day is local rather than no it's not. Look, I feel like that should have jumped in then. I feel like this should have fired. Now I've missed the boat, so I'm gonna have to go back and do it again. If only I could rewind it. I've got some questions in the stream. Oh boy, that variable mutation. Yep. Option in F8, yep. Jesus Christ, I wondered why you don't use the Java Date and Time API, and then I realized Android SDK supports Java 7 Max. Yeah, I had so much trouble trying to get anything useful out of the Date and Time APIs that are in it, and with this being an educational stream, I figured seeing as we're only writing 2 functions, it's probably best to do them ourselves and show how they work under the hood, so that we can get a better appreciation for the people that write Date and Time libraries. And also, I don't like using libraries if I can help it, because sometimes I find bugs in them and I can't get them fixed. So if it's a short use case, I'll do them myself. All right, let's do it again. Let's do round 6. And this time we will catch it. Schedule tasks. 30 minutes. Let's change that to an hour. Let's do day of year at, we'll make this a bit later, 20. And then this is going to be May 17th. Go, go, go. Okay, here we are. So let's do this more slowly this time. We should have a working day of week. We have. The working day of week is 3. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is top of working day, which is that one. Copy value. So we are looking specifically now at Wednesday. And that is local to my time zone, so I should have been paying attention there. That's fine. So we're looking at midnight on Wednesday 16th, and that's my local time zone. So if we jump over, it's going to jump in here, and then we're going to go into here and run it down to the timestamp. And the timestamp that it's trying to compare it with is this one, copy value. Not local. So I think what we need to do is apply the time zone offset to this timestamp in order to make it comparable, and I think that's why it didn't fire. Now this is bad. To do it in here would be bad, so I think what I'll do is yeah, let's do int, so we'll do task timestamp UTC equals, that's not an equals, that's an equals, y in brackets and p, no, wrong brackets, let's do d in brackets this time, and we can get rid of that. Right. So that's the UTC, and we also need the time zone offset. So let's do, how do we do this now? Is it time zone TZ equals, it's amazing I can remember this, time zone dot get default, and then we need offset, is it offset in milliseconds? We'll do get offset. I'm fairly sure it's that. What does that return along? Yeah, it returns, doesn't say what it returns, does it? Let's have a look up here, because I'm sure I do this up here. Yeah, it's there, look. Time zone at get default, get offset, and then we pass it the current time in millis. And then, yeah, we'll just copy those 3 lines then. 3yy. Jump back down to, where were we? Here somewhere? There we were. Overwrite that. And then we should be able to do, is it add the offset? Or minus it? Minus the offset. Yeah. In task timestamp local equals task timestamp UTC minus offset. Nice and simple. So now if task timestamp local equals the top of working day, then we should fire this. And hopefully round 7 will be fruitful. Let's do it. Let's do it. Day of year. Running out of places to put this now. May 17th, please. Does that look okay? Yeah. Dance, appease the gods. Alright, so this time things should be different, he says. Alright, so that gives us 2 variables there that we can check straight off. Task timestamp UTC. Let's check that that is UTC. Copy value. That is UTC. Yes, because it's 1 AM in my local time zone. And this one, that is right. And top of working day should match that the next time we come around the loop. So if we just resume, will it? We're inside the loop, aren't we? Yeah. So let's resume. There we are. We're back again. So that comparison should now work. 1526511600. Excellent. Right. So it should jump in, and it has. This creates a new content values object. It puts in a goal ID, hopefully. Where is this content values? There. Goal ID of 1. That's nice. Next, timestamp. That's gone in right? Yeah, it's there. And then slot size should be 1. Yeah. Okay, that should work. So let's resume. And let's actually mute breakpoints now. Is it this one? Or this one? Mute and resume. And see if tomorrow at 2100, there it is. Dance and appease the gods. Yes. However, I do feel like I may have broken something else. So let's just check that I haven't. We'll add, we've muted breakpoints, haven't we? So if we do it every day at 7 AM for 1 hour, we do a morning routine. With no goal. Then that should appear at 7. It does. Great. And if I do day of week and Thursday for 30 minutes at 11, breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm really worried about leaving that apostrophe in there because I feel like it's going to break something. So I'll take it out for now. No goal. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Is it there? It's not there, is it? I think I've broken that. Is it going to appear on Friday? There it is. Yeah, so I have broken it, and I've broken it by putting that +1 back in. So I took that +1, I put that +1 in for a reason. No, and then I took it out for a reason, now I've put it back in for a reason. Why have I done that? It's because of that weird logic we had. Where is it? Is it this weird logic? Working day of week stuff. That's why. Well, that's okay because we could do input days +1 equals working day of week to fix it. I don't love this code. I don't love it at all. and it's because of this math.ceil, and I've been thinking more about it, but that's kind of a topic for tomorrow, I think. Yeah, if we get this working, then we'll come back and do some refactoring, and I'll fix that, because I think what I need to do is add the offset back on after instead of, or is it add the remainder on? Anyway, I digress. That is another problem. Have we fixed the problem that we just created? That is the question. And I will hold you in suspense for as long as the debugger takes to wake up. Schedule tasks. Day of week at, we'll do it at 10. 30 minutes is fine. Thursday, select breakfast at Tiffany's, no goal. So we fired. Right, let's mute the breakpoints again. Or should I? Should I do that? No, let's actually be responsible and go in. So tomorrow, it should. Didn't go in. Didn't go in at all, did it? It went in somewhere after. Resume. Mute the breakpoints. This one, go. What did I do? It went in on Saturday this time. It needs to be -1. Not +1. This is really hacky. I don't like this. Anything where you have to do +1s and -1s and you're not sure why, it's really bad. It's like a bad smell. And you should always deal with bad smells. And we will deal with it, just not now. We'll just rest assured that that should be fixed. And then we'll make sure it actually is fixed, okay? Someone in the stream with an outrageously long string of numbers as a name, although you did come along yesterday, so welcome back. Hey, do you know about PHP programming? I know quite a lot about PHP programming. Yes, I did it like exclusively for about 8 years. Why? Have we fixed it? Fixed or not fixed? That is the question. Day of week. We'll do Friday this time. At 9. Breakfast at Tiffany's. No goal. Friday at 9, please. There we go. Okay. So, praise be to. What should we give praise to? Our efforts. Praise be to you guys for watching me struggle against that. Okay, we now have 3 out of 4 of our schedule task operators working correctly. The only one remaining is day of month. That is the only one remaining. Should we set up the UI? We've got like a good 10 minutes before the end of the stream. Yeah, let's jump in and make a start on it, and we'll keep the momentum going. So let's jump back into our notes. Here we are. So this, handle day of year using logic we created an epoch test, implement our timestamp year function with the logic in the bottom of it. That's done. Ba-boom. So the last one is implement day of month. How do we do that? Let's have a think. So the day of the month one. This was the one I took a vote on yesterday, and I'll ask again, actually. If you wanted something to happen, guys, at the 29th of every month, for the sake of argument, just to make this easier, if you wanted a task to happen on the 30th of every month, what would you expect to happen to that task if that month didn't have a 30th? Would you expect it to be ignored completely and not appear in your tasks list? Or would you expect it to be rolled back to the last day of the month? Because I've got 2 ways of doing this. I can either have an option for last day of the month, just so it's it's always going to be the last day of the month, regardless of the amount of days in the month. Or I can not have that option and make it so that if it goes beyond the end of the month, it defaults to the last day of the month. What do you think? Give me your opinions. I need your direction. So in order to do this, we need an integer between 1 and 31. We then need a method to calculate the day of the month. We've got one for day of the week. I suspect that that may be harder to do. I guess what we could do is we've got top of year. We have top of year. We can subtract that from the timestamp we are querying, and that will give us a number of days since the top of the year. We can then loop through our list of number of days in month, or shall I just put our number of days in month array, adding the number of days in each month until we pass what? The timestamp we're querying. So how would that work? If we had a timestamp such as this one here, or let's, for the sake of argument, use this one. Yeah, let's do it in JavaScript. Okay, so we'll ZZ this so the guys on YouTube can see it. Okay, so how to do day of month question mark. We'll need a timestamp. And we'll need a top of year timestamp. We can evaluate that, can't we? Can we? Let's run the debugger. You know what? That is a very silly thing to do when we can just do this. Month 1, day 1, 00, 00, 00, and local time. There. That's the top of the year. Let's just check that I did that right. Yeah, so that's the top of the year. Top of year TS equals this. If we subtract one from the other, so we'll do seconds elapsed equals TS minus top of year TS. And then that gives us the number of seconds elapsed since the top of the year. So what we need to do then is convert that into days, right? So days elapsed equals seconds elapsed divided by 86,400. And then we can start to figure out what day of the month we are looking at here. how do we do that? We would probably do a for loop. I equals 0. I is less than what? Or would we do a while loop? While working TS equals, well, let's say working day equals not, while working day is less than days elapsed. Yeah, because we're trying to get the month, aren't we? We could do that and then do you know what we could do? We could do a for loop. I equals 0. While working day is less than days elapsed. I plus plus. Let's do it as a while. Doesn't read very well. Int I equals 0 and I plus plus there. So if we do that, and then we'll add to working month equals 0, something like this. So this is all very exploratory, guys. I'm just kind of thinking in code here. So what would we do? We would add to the working day plus equals, what did I call that? Month number of days. That was the array, and that's an array up here, there, which this here, it just contains the number of days in each month. Okay, so that adds to the working day. And then we add one to the working month. Does that work? What will happen when it goes over then? If we're doing it this way, then let's say it was let's say it was February and it was February 2nd, then the days elapsed would be 33, wouldn't it? Yeah. So what will happen is working day starts at 0 and it stops at 32. Okay. So when it gets, so here in this iteration, yeah, I think that'll do it. I'm fairly sure that'll do it, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that's going to do it. So let's run it. First of all, we need to actually output something from this, don't we? So when we come out of here, we'll do console.log month is, and then working month. Syntax error, because like an idiot I had problems realizing that I was working in JavaScript for a minute, and I've just done it again. That is what you call end of day burnout. There we go, month is 5, so that works. We have a method, and that brings us to the end of the stream. We've gotten into a habit, guys, of writing algorithms at the end of the stream and then implementing them on the following stream. So today we're in exactly the same position we were in yesterday. We have the logic to do what we want to do, but we haven't implemented it. So that's what we'll do on tomorrow's stream. Well, that's what we'll do on the next stream, because tomorrow's stream there is no stream. I've had to cancel it. So the next stream will be on Friday at 5:30 p.m. UK time, and we will implement this. We'll get it done. If you have any questions about the contents of today's stream, please feel free to put them in the chat and I will answer them. But I think now is a good time to check changes into version control and update our notes. So let's do that first. B notes. There we go. So logic is written. It's in the JS. Ports it's over and implements. Just do that, Carl. There you go. Lovely. Next thing we need is to check things into, let's stop that for a start. Tools, no. Version control systems, commits. What is this? Episode 41 now we're on. That has gone really fast. Episode 41, we have implemented day of year operation for schedule tasks. Woo! That sounds good. Well, I don't know why this window is excessively large. Let's make that a bit more manageable. This is the part where Android Studio warns me that I have to-dos in my code and I ignore it. There we go. That's committed. So let's check out if you guys have any questions for me to answer. Question from J.R. Mayfield. Oh wait, I've missed one. Back to UML class diagrams, M3 Jungle. I very much sympathize with your situation because the last time I had to do anything with UML, the project I was working on overran by 18 months. True story. Government project, massively, massively overblown. Okay, J.R. Mayfield. I like how you added about the content of today's stream after my question yesterday. Yeah, questions about beating up giant ducks. Kind of irrelevant. Okay, guys, if you caught the stream late or you're wondering where you can catch up, if you like, on previous episodes of the show, if you head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to Coding with Carl, that's K and K, you'll get notifications every time I upload a new episode to the Zero to Android playlist. That is the best place to watch them back because you can do it at ×2 speed and things can get a bit slower around here sometimes. So, without any more waffling, I thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you go on to take on your own programming tasks, and I wish you all the best with it. And I hopefully will see you back again if you are one of my followers, or soon to be perhaps, on Friday at 5:30 UK time. Take care, have a good night, enjoy. Ciao.